We're here. I'm live. It's the kid. Guys, it's big. Guys, this is the big one. This is the official Champions League preview. We are going in depth into each and every one of these quarterfinals. It's massive, it is huge, it is important, and we're going to try and delve in, go in tactical, talk about the big stories, the small stories, big players, because it's massive. The Champions League quarterfinal, Tuesday and Wednesday, both first legs, we're going to ride. But before we get there, I read that Juve are 21 points ahead, or was I reading that wrong?
Yeah. No, that's right. The league is wrapped. It's 20 points ahead.
20.
They win their next.
I was wrong by one.
They win their next game. Both them and PSG. If they win their next game, the league is done.
It's 18.
Wow.
No, we just need a tie.
My question is this:
Embarrassing.
I mean, let's just put that close into one side. Dortmund. Easy. I'll get to it. Okay, just relax. I just need a very simple reaction as to Dortmund, who were first going into the game. They were top of the table going into the game by 2 points. I just need a simple reaction as to what emotions do you feel with the way that Dortmund lost? Who is to blame? Where does this put Bundesliga within things? And just where do things stand after Dortmund got baptized? I'll start with Mane.
I'm not surprised at all. This is exactly.
Wait, easy. You're not surprised that they got baptized being first?
Yeah, that's what I said would happen last year. It's Dortmund. I mean, people with these romantic dreams of, maybe this time they'll do it. Maybe shut up. It's not gonna happen. They're never gonna be even at the worst year. Even if an earthquake hit Munich and somehow Bayern put together, they still won't win the league. Okay, so I'm not surprised. And Bundesliga is just another season. Okay, so Bayern are now spending maximum. They're buying big names. I heard 85 million for Lucas Hernandez. So this is even gonna be worse. So let's not. They're gonna become like Serie A essentially with competition and a dead league.
My God.
But that's the state of affairs, and it's the new normal in Bundesliga.
Okay, all right. A1, thoughts on Dortmund getting baptized?
The disrespect, man.
A1. Or is it
Yo.
Yeah, okay, yo. Thoughts on Dortmund getting baptized?
Boy, I'm not surprised because it always seems to happen where Dortmund...
Wait. How are you saying that you're not surprised that a team who were first by 2 points got beat 5-0?
No, let me explain. The reason why I'm not surprised is because when Dortmund play Bayern and Dortmund are the home team, you always get the good match and it's 3-2 or close match. But when
that's true.
Bayern are at home, when Bayern is at home,
That's true.
Easy money. It's always a demolition job. Like it's always a demolition job for Bayern Munich. I'm pretty sure we've seen that a few seasons ago where that happened as well. And the Dortmund team, the manager always seems to change things around all the time. It's never like a team where you got a set starting lineup. There's always changes. Again, there was no Paco. I can say I don't know.
No. See, in his defense, he was injured. So.
Okay, cool. My bad. He was injured, but still, every time I see the Dortmund lineup, it's always changing. It's just like at least some consistency like within the team, so everything could be together and you're able to go together well. But
is that any excuse for them to lose 5-0?
Like I said, Bayern are the bigger team. They are the bigger team. Got the better players. This should be happening. It should be happening. So I'm not surprised.
Okay. Christ, thoughts on Dortmund?
Honestly, man, I actually thought they would have had a chance when they were about 10 points ahead, but they just miss it in the big games. Like A1 said, every time they play at the Allianz Arena, they struggle. You could even check the scores, but I expected a closer game, to be honest. I thought they would be more threatful on the counterattack, but they just couldn't get anything going. And even the way they started the game, they looked scared. And once Bayern scored, you could tell that the game was pretty much over, man, to be honest. They were just too strong for Dortmund. There's nothing else to
all right.
say,
Forward. Dortmund getting baptized?
Yeah, boy. I mean, as you guys know, I said from day that this title race wasn't over. I think we couldn't count out Bayern until at least this game and see how they perform in this game. And I mean, they came out. And, I mean, I was surprised. I didn't expect the team to get baptized 5-0. I mean,
Thank you,
that's
man.
absolutely embarrassing. Again, Dortmund were in decent form coming into this, and I feel like they posed a decent threat to Bayern Munich on a counter attack. And we saw that with their first chance was the Hude hit the post. I thought no, was set up a really good game here. Then Bayern Munich went 1-up. I was like, okay, cool, but I think the real pivotal moment was that Zagreb mistake. Like, it wasn't just that it was a mistake, but it was the magnitude of how embarrassing that mistake was. That Lewandowski went through, he scored straight after that, and then you could literally see the body language of all the Dortmund players. They all just looking down. There was nobody really like picking everybody up by the scruff of the neck. I mean, I know Royce is the captain, but I don't know if he's really like a natural captain.
There's
He's
no
really a
leader.
leader to
No,
pick
he's not.
everybody
Man.
up.
He's not.
Yeah, so then who else is going to be their real leader? I know they sold the goalkeeper Weidenfeller, who he was rubbish, but at least he was the leader. They haven't got like Hummels at the back or other guys there with like more know-how in these kind of games. So although they're a bunch of really good team players collectively as a unit, they still lack a couple of players to really be an elite team who, let's say against Tottenham when they're 3-0 down, someone find a way to really turn that tie back, because they should have been able to make more of a game of it against Tottenham. And a game like this, losing 5-0 was just embarrassing. So, I mean, for me, the Bundesliga should just end. There's no point in continuing the game. Bayern won the league. Like, for me, if Bayern Munich won the league, and if Bayern Munich don't win the league and Dortmund win it, I don't think they should even hold the title either, because how can you lose 5-0 and say that you're champions? Even if, let's say, Bayern Munich throw it from here. So, for me, just give the title to Bayern Munich right now. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I think before I go to Hazard, you realize that there was at least 2 or 3 minutes added on time to be played. I've never had a referee blow a whistle so hard at the stroke of 90 minutes like I did for that ref. So, and shout out to that ref. That's kind of a ref that will support my forfeit rule theory. All right, Hazem, talk. Dortmund, thoughts on them?
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised, but I didn't watch the game because it was at the same time as Milan Juve, which was a refereeing disaster, by the way. But back to the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was just surprised that
Here
the
come the
Bayern
excuses.
just came out and went all out. I mean, you saw what happened when Kovac actually plays more attacking and takes more risks, and he gets service to Lewandowski, which he was lacking because of the weird approach versus Liverpool. And now when he gets service,
Liverpool, a different team.
he
Liverpool, a
scores,
different
and
team.
we saw he showed up in the game that could decide the title. So all I want to say. I was hearing things like Lewandowski was finished. Lewandowski is.
Oh,
I
come
don't know.
on. It's the Bundesliga, man.
No, wait, Hazem,
Where was he
finish
against
this.
Liverpool? Where was he against Liverpool?
Let's finish his point.
Yeah,
Hazem,
man.
finish your point. Finish your point.
So he scored a great goal and sealed the game. And yeah, so obviously respect to Bayern, but this is what happens when you give Lewandowski service.
Okay, before I go to Jujuman, in quick response,
Oh my god.
playing well against a garbage, disgraceful defense like Dortmund is very different from being ineffective against elite teams. To be called elite and world class, you need to play well against the very best. Dortmund are not the very best. These guys over 2 legs. So Lewandowski is still a classy break.
Wow.
Wait, I was surprised by the results because, I mean, Dortmund didn't have to win this game. So the fact that they lost to Munich 5-0 was a disgrace. And what's his name? Akanji. Kadim told me Akanji was one of the best defenders. He wasn't good. Piszczek is like I could have sworn this guy was playing for Dortmund like when they were good. So I'm not sure how he's still starting. And
it was his first start in 2 months, apparently.
Yeah, and for Jadon Sancho, it didn't look good. Didn't look that good. And as for
easy man for Sancho was a talk him. Leave my guy alone.
I think Alaba took care of him. And what's his name? And as for the game, I mean, Bundesliga, I still believe Bayern can drop points. I don't think it's over. It's not over. It's not over. So
shut the hell up. It's over.
No, it's not over. Look, they just need to lose one and Dortmund are back. So it's the title is not over. I still think Bayern might drop a few points. And
so you honestly believe that Dortmund can still win the league?
Yep, they can still win it because this is like I saw in the past games that at the Allianz they lost badly. So it's like, so this is not technically we should be surprised, but I think Bayern are not that confident where they can clean out the rest of the games.
Okay, all right. Liverpool, everybody, thoughts?
Yeah, prayers and thoughts and condolences go out to Dortmund, the fans, whoever had to watch that game. For them to get raped like that with the lights on, it's unbelievable. No condom. That was just unbelievable. So there needs to be some kind of thorough investigation that takes place with this situation because that was just atrocious.
Wow. Damn. All right. All right. Red.
That was deep.
Yeah, I said last week I thought Bayern would win, but man, they won. They didn't win. They blitzkrieg like Dortmund did. Like at this point, even if Dortmund did win the league, like at the end, I don't think it would even mean that much anymore after this like performance. Like, do you really want to win the league and have it being remembered that you lost to Bayern 5-0 like that? I don't know. I that just ended the whole
It wasn't
season. That
remembered,
game.
man, to win the league.
No, it is bad, man. Like to just lose 5-0 to your rival directly and then win the league. It's like they always have that over their head. So I don't know. I just thought it was a very horrible performance. It was great by Bayern, but at the end of the day, like I think the league is wrapped up. Like that must have been a huge mental blow for Dortmund.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's.
Well, can I say my 2 pence?
All right, Meza. You're a new guy here, not seen him before,
Sorry.
but okay. Share your quick thoughts.
I think like Dortmund have the same problem that Liverpool had last year. Very exciting going forward, but they don't know how to put mature performances because when you're playing against a Bayern Munich, you can't just go all guns blazing. You have to be conservative, and I think that they lack the same 2 pieces that Liverpool acquired to become what they are this season: a proper clutch goalkeeper and a proper clutch centre back to lead from the back and help develop play.
So you're saying that Favre isn't the issue. That if he had those players, things would be fine. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Because Favre, I think Favre has also the same in terms of his football, he's got the same exciting energy like Klopp does, and he can lose his head sometimes and play too. He can be too ambitious rather than perform in a mature manner. And having those kind of players like Van Dijk can allow him to perform in that mature manner. Because that team is just way too young, in my opinion. Like Royce is older and he's 29. Like you need them mature players that are just gonna get everyone to just settle down and not necessarily go gung ho, but just do the do the basics.
So very briefly, easy. So very briefly, should Favre still have his job or should he?
Yeah, man.
Yes,
because
yes.
look, man. Yeah. Look, man.
Wait, why not?
Man.
Yeah.
So people get stopped 5-0.
You lose 5-0, but you still should keep the job.
Mourinho
Yeah, but
lost
look where he
5-0
took Dortmund this
to
season. Look where he
Barcelona,
took
bro.
them.
Mourinho lost 5-0 to Barca, bro.
And he had better
Wait.
players.
Wait. You couldn't tell me that you expected Dortmund to be in a title race up to this point in April. Like the fact that they even got there is
that's
very
true.
very well done in this point. Yes, it's embarrassing how he lost, but
Look, my thing is this way. My thing is that I do feel that Favre has done a lot of good stuff, but
yes.
to lose like that, you can't tell me that he still deserves to keep his job.
Of course,
The way Mourinho got slapped 5-0 Mourinho was slapped 5-0 by Pep. So should he have been sacked as well?
You cannot
Pep
get
got pinched
baptized.
4-0, man.
You cannot get
Pep got
baptized
pinched
by your
4-0.
rival when you're coming in at first and say, "Oh no, he should definitely keep his job." No, we should.
Pep got pinched.
HH, you're forgetting the fact it's at this point in the season. Like if this was early on, if this was like the first couple of matches, I understand because like new manager, new system, but like you guys have already played the whole season together. You're at the final stretch. There's only a couple of games. But 5-0, they're not in any other competition. 5-0 to lose like that, like come on, like what were you guys doing in training? Like leading up to that match.
The team always changes. So, like, you can't just say, because of this, he should lose his job. But the fact that they're still in the title race and Bayern haven't wrapped it up already, that's a good thing. There's still a chance, you know what I'm saying? But even though I think Bayern Munich are going to win it, but there's still a chance where, they're 1 point behind Bayern Munich now. What if Bayern Munich lose the next game and they win? They go above them again.
What if?
No. Because I said it's a psychological blow. They got psychologically pimp slaps. Like Dortmund are going to suffer from PTSD. To get beat like that is going to affect them moving forward.
But the thing is, they're used to it though. They're used to
it. Guys, look. let's get down to why we're really here, man. Champions League quarterfinal, man.
Wait, Arsenal, Everton, Arsenal, Everton.
Nah, no.
Easy.
Are you mad? Like this says Champions League hangers, and you want me to spend some on bloody Arsenal Everton? Give me a break. Are you mad? Now,
Easy.
the first thing that we have to now ride with here.
Jagielka.
So we have 4 massive games, 4 huge games. So let's just start off first with and build up Liverpool against FC Porto. Now, this seems to be a very straightforward game, and I think the key in this is the first leg. And I think the belief is that Liverpool end it in the first leg. So,
Yeah.
looking at Liverpool FC Porto, how do you guys see this first leg going? Do you think it's going to be a total one-sided beatdown 5-0 by Liverpool, or do you think FC Porto can make it respectable like a 3-1 or even a 2-1? Let me start with Mane. Mane, bro, Liverpool FC Porto, talk, man.
Yeah, I was about to talk, but I think it's gonna be close. Liverpool have been getting really lucky. Yeah, it's gonna be close, but Liverpool have been really lucky the past couple of games. And Champions League is a different mindset, whereas they haven't played Porto or any Portuguese team in a while. So I think it's gonna be close because Porto, they have nothing to lose, and they can only go.
But Mane, realistically, trying to be objective here, do you honestly feel FC Porto have enough quality not to get lubed up at Anfield?
Yeah. I think Liverpool are susceptible right now because they've been really shaky the past couple games. The games that they won, granted they won it, but at the same time, you don't feel like they have that confidence. You don't feel like everything is in sync, other than the last game. But I think Porto.
Give me a first leg scoreline. Give me a first leg scoreline.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-1 Liverpool. I'm gonna say Liverpool will still win, but it's gonna be closer.
Wow. See, I think you're wrong there, man. A1, Liverpool FC Porto. How's it going?
After last year, what was the score last year? It was like 7-0, 6-0, some dumb score.
It was 5-0 in the first leg, and I think 0-0 in the second leg, maybe.
Yes, it's a mad score like that. I'm pretty sure Porto will be looking to be like, okay, defensively we have to be stronger. Plus they got Pepe and Militao at the back, and they've been doing good. So I think defensively they've been doing good as well. But Liverpool, they have been, not attacking wise, they haven't been that great, especially this season. So I feel, if Liverpool win, they'll be like, what? Maybe 2-1. I won't be surprised. 2-1, 3-1.
So why don't you think Liverpool will overwhelm them at Anfield?
Because, I feel Porto this season have been defensively stronger, in my opinion. And Liverpool's attack, they haven't been really gung ho like that. They've been trying to, manage games out and whatnot and be more mature. And, Porto, they've got a few players that can hurt Liverpool. So I'm pretty sure Klopp and Liverpool will be looking at it and really hard. Let's approach this game in a more, mature way instead of trying to go gung ho. But yeah.
I mean, I don't. Christ.
Honestly, man, I think it's gonna be closer than last year. Because I think Porto is a better team this year, and I think Liverpool it plays more pragmatic when they have the league. They don't press as much as they did last year. Despite that, I think Porto gives up, but I say Liverpool wins by 2 goals, man. Like a 2-0 or 3-1.
No, I don't do 2 scorelines, bro. Give me 1 scoreline.
Okay, I'll give you 3-1 now.
3-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right. Forward, hit me.
So Liverpool are going to approach this game on the front foot, and to be honest, they could win this first leg 4-0. Like it could happen, right? But they don't score that early goal, then I see Porto giving them a lot of issues. And for me, when I've watched Porto this season, their best footballers come when they've been playing on a counter attack and sitting deep. And I think why they struggled against Roma for large parts of that, for those 2 legs, even though they went through, is because the onus is more on them to play the football. Whereas Roma, being obviously having a very poor season, they kind of just sat back and really tried to let Porto play. But I think Porto, their best football has come in the Champions League when they've been really playing on a counter attack and utilising obviously the pace that they have. And I feel like they're going to cause Liverpool a lot of issues. Again, Liverpool haven't played much great football the last 2 months, I'll be honest. They've been grinding out games, yes, but
let's be real. Roma are trash and Porto struggled against Roma. Sitting back or going forward, to struggle against Roma who are trash and are being crap in Syria, how do you now say that they can now go up against a team who currently sits on top of the Premier League?
it's all about the matchups. Because again, I look at Liverpool, and their best way of breaking our teams is trying to get it wide and then cross it into the box. And you got people like Militao and Pepe. They're going to be eating up all those headers into the box again. They're not like Southampton where they'll succumb to just one crossing and Kate will get in the back post and header it in. I think Porto are a lot sturdier defensively and they're going to make it a lot more difficult for Liverpool. So they don't get that early breakthrough. Then I think it's going to be a pretty long night. So I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
Wait,
Oh.
what? 1-0.
Let me just mention one thing.
Remember, we said all of this before the Bayern Munich game, and it was 0-0. Like remember, like this isn't. Oh, even the Napoli game, and that was 1-0 as well. Again, we say all these things about Liverpool, but they're a different team to last season. They're not blowing teams away. Again, they kind of get an early goal, but otherwise, it's gonna probably be a tight game. So
okay.
Yeah, 1-0.
And you don't see Porto getting an away goal at all.
No, they got the ability to, but I'm gonna stick with 1-0.
1-0. All right, Hazem, Liverpool FC Porto, hit me.
Yeah, man, I think Porto aren't gonna go down as easily as people think, and this Porto this year are better than last year. It's not gonna be the same story as last year. They have a solid defense of Pepe and Militao, who've been pretty solid this season. Against Roma, it was a tight game, but it was kind of end to end. Porto went a bit more attacking than usual because Roma don't have a good defense and they were able to expose it. But I think versus Liverpool, they'll take a bit more of a conservative approach, and they have midfielders that can really do well in that system. Herrera, he can really interrupt Liverpool's attacks, and I think in terms of the attack, when Porto go on the counter, Marega will be a really big issue. And
yeah, that's a key man.
Yeah, his battle with Van Dijk will be really interesting. Two physical beasts. So I think it's going to be a good game, and I think Porto will play a bit more conservative and play on the counter and try and get an away goal. But I think Liverpool will win it 2-1 in Anfield.
Wow! So nobody is going for a lubrication. Interesting.
Yeah.
Juju man.
I think this is one of the easiest games for Liverpool because I believe people need to show more respect to Liverpool. They face harder teams than Porto, so this should be. This should be, I think, a 4-0. This should be a 4-0 game.
No. Because you can't say these things quickly.
This guy.
So take a deep breath. Now, Jojo man, what's the hell just came out from your mouth? What?
Because look, Salah finally scored the one goal. He's going to go on a run. I'm telling you, prepare.
FC Porto are traveling to Anfield to get circumcised. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, yes, and what's his name? Everyone's saying, Pepe and Militao, but it's like Pepe's like he's old. He's old. Like
he's suspended too. He's not in the first leg.
Yeah, he's not in the first leg. And what's his name? Mane is too good. Like Mane and Salah are really good. I think Liverpool. I don't want to say Ali, but the top two teams in the world. So this should be an easy game for Liverpool. Like I don't give Porto any chance.
Though, I would say FC Porto are better defensively than Southampton. And Liverpool really struggled to get those 3 Gs against Southampton, who are struggling relegation. So, I mean,
but with Liverpool, they still won't. I mean, I know they're not scoring that much, but it's like, it's like, I think the key is what's it called? It's with Salah scoring during the weekend. That will give him momentum. He's not going to stop after one goal. You know, this will go on like for the next 2 or 3 games where he'll just score.
So the Egyptian icon is back. Is that what you're
he's back. He's going on a run.
Liverpool, how's your team going to do?
Class B.
Yeah, so I got another leg of a game where one of our key defenders is going to be suspended again. So Porto would be wise to attack down that right side, where it'll probably be Milner or Alberto Moreno. It definitely won't be a 5-0 like it was last season. I'm thinking Porto will definitely score a goal. The defense has been looking shaky. And like I said, without Robertson, I can't see them getting the goal. So I say 3-1.
Oh, that's an interesting scoreline. Meza.
I think I'm going 3-1, but Porto to win the return 2-0, mate.
So you think we've not gotten there yet? So you actually think Porto will actually go through over 2 legs?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I believe in Musa Marega.
Okay, all right. Red, first leg.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a close game, but I think over 90 minutes, Liverpool will be better. I think it'll be a 3-1 game. It should be pretty straight. Like I think if Liverpool can shut, because Porto, I remember in last season with the 5-0, Porto actually in the beginning, I thought that they might upset Liverpool, but then Liverpool just blitzed them like later on in the game. But yeah, so I think it's going to be like a 3-1. I think they might get the away goal, but overall it should be straightforward for Liverpool with 2 legs.
All right. I mean, look, just give my brief thoughts before we move to the next game. See, look, man, I just feel that FC Porto are a tough team. But I think for FC Porto, see, this is a critical leg for FC Porto because I think that FC Porto will feel pretty confident away in Portugal. But I think for Liverpool, they know that, look, they've got to end it in this first leg. And I just really feel, I still got a thing on my score in the preview. I just really believe that Liverpool will get that ass. I feel that they will get that ass in this first leg, and I think they will really open up and really get those G's. Porto will make it difficult. I think in the first half it'll be quite difficult, but second half maybe something will happen, an injury or something. Once Liverpool get that first goal, I just think that they'll just open that ass up and really make it very difficult for these boys. So I'm going for a Liverpool blitzkrieg, but I'll get to the scoreline when I do my preview. Next game, let's ride Man City against Tottenham. Man City against Tottenham. Tottenham have an inferiority complex, so that's what's my thing. Mane, and Mane, don't be biased, man. Be objective. Man City, Tottenham. Just first leg.
I mean, Tottenham. Loris, if Loris plays, it's gonna be a bloodbath, and he's gonna start captain. He's gonna start, so they have no chance against us. It's not. They shouldn't even play. Granted, new stadium. It's gonna be the first lubrication in that stadium, so I'll be happy for that. But Man City rested all the players. Aguero rested. Sterling rested. All the big guns have been rested. Well, Tottenham are still struggling, playing games, losing. So I think we're gonna beat them easily, both legs, and it's quadruple season, man. Quadruple season. Nobody can touch us.
So let me ask: Do you believe that Tottenham have an inferiority complex of City, or just that City are just a better team?
Listen, everybody in the league has an inferiority complex when it comes to City. We're the alpha dogs. We're the kings of that league. We run over everybody. What is Tottenham supposed to do? They haven't won
the league yet.
So
wait. Okay, wait. What?
You haven't won the league yet.
Man, look, they're winning that damn league, man. Scoreline for the first leg, man.
First, is it home or away? Is it a Tottenham Stadium?
It's away.
It's away.
What kind of Man City fan is this, man?
Okay, if it's a Tottenham Stadium, it's gonna be 5-0. If it's at home, it's gonna be 3-0. Okay, so 8.
Excuse me, what? Wait. Say again, what? 5-0.
Yep, 5-0. Away.
No,
Okay, I'll give it 5-1. 5-1 out of
the first leg is at the Etihad. What's the scoreline going to be?
Okay, 3-0 at the Etihad. And then away, it's going to be 5-1. Out of respect for Tottenham, I'll give it 1 goal. But 5-1 at their brand new stadium. Their first lubrication in that stadium. So
that's not lubrication, mate.
Man, you're one sick guy, man. A1, City Spurs.
I think it's going to be a draw, this one. Because, again...
Whoa!
Yeah.
At City's crib, a draw.
City's crib, it's played at Tottenham first. First leg's at White Hart Lane. Or Tottenham Stadium, whatever you want to call that trash. But anyway,
Nike Stadium.
Whatever you want to call that trash. But yeah, it's going to be a draw.
Toilet bowl.
Yeah, it's going to be a draw, man. Because, obviously, new stadium, everyone's going to be up for it, whatnot. But then again, Tottenham, form-wise... What's that one win in 5 games? So obviously the last win they won against Crystal Palace, whatnot. But at the same time, it's Crystal Palace, then there's Man City in it. So I just feel Man City will be trying to do their thing, whatnot, and get the away goal. But I think because it's the new stadium, Tottenham, they're gonna be up for it. I think it's gonna be a draw. Then at Etihad, that's when they'll lose. So
okay.
I'll go for 2-2.
Ooh, all right, Christ.
Honestly, the first leg, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Man City will win because they just have too much talent. And
give me a scoreline, man.
Rested their play. Okay, I'll give you I'll say 3-1, man. 3-1.
So 3-1 to Man City at Tottenham's brand new stadium. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, square root. Forward.
Yeah, this is probably the game I'm looking forward to most. It's a lot of amazing
Wait,
players
wait,
on the
wait, wait,
pitch
wait, 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 wait. Why are you looking forward to this game the most? Why this one?
because there's just so many talented players on the pitch, and most of all because this is the game that's going to probably sell who the best striker in the world is. You got the two best strikers in the world in Aguero and Kane going head to head. So pretty much whoever goes through, for me, that kind of proves who the number one striker in the world is. Probably depends on like how they play and whatnot. So and he's going to score the vital goal. So yeah, I think the fact that they're playing at the toilet bowl is going to be quite motivating for the scum fans. So I got them winning 3-2.
Oh, Tottenham to win 3-2.
Yep, and probably Kane getting a last minute goal.
Oh, damn. Okay. Hazard.
I'm gonna go with 3-1 Man City, and I think it's gonna be an interesting game because it's gonna be really high paced, and I wonder how Sissoko. I wonder if Sissoko's gonna start, and if he does, I really fear for Tottenham because he does have the ability to put in a good game and really be a workhorse in that midfield. But I think he doesn't. He's not going to be able to deal with Man City's passing lines and the way they play. And I just think Guardiola's gonna outclass Pochettino. I just think that City are gonna have the goods to beat Tottenham, and yeah, 3-1 City.
So okay, so what do you think Tottenham can do to win the game tactically? What can they do to nullify City's passing game?
I think they just have to play really congest the midfield and have minimum space between the lines. So between the three-man back line and the four-man midfield, they have to have really close space and really get as many men as possible in there. And don't play as high a line as usual as Pochettino plays. So yeah, that's and then they can manage to maybe get a result.
All right, Juju man, City Tottenham. This is I think it's like your fifth or sixth team or something.
I'm expecting Tottenham to win because City have an awful. No.
Hey, let him land, man. Let the guy land, man. Let him land.
Wait, City have an awful away record. Apart from Shakhtar Donetsk, they barely lost all their away games in the Champions League. They almost even lost to Schalke, and I think Pep's away record is a big problem that I'm not sure he has fixed. Plus, Tottenham are in the new stadium. They'll probably it'll be feel more like a home game than when they played at Wembley. And as for the Champions League run, I mean, they've done amazing in this Champions League, and I expect them if they qualify for this round, I expect them to be in the final.
So what's the scoreline going to be? First leg.
The scoreline is it's 2-1 Tottenham.
Damn. All right.
Liverpool,
everybody.
Yeah, I think a score draw is probably what'll happen here. I'm hoping that the Argentine Marco Silva can actually finally show me what all the hype is about at some point. So it should be a good game. Should be a
So 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4.
2-2. Yeah, 2-2.
All right.
I would say if Spurs had a goalkeeper, they might have a chance. But if they can find one in the next 24 hours, they might.
Wow. This guy's harsh, man. Meza, talk. Liverpool Spurs.
I think I think that it's not too far out of Spurs' reach because I think that Spurs have all the tools to frustrate City defensively and then
I don't care who cares about frustrates. They keep on taking the L. They don't care about frustrates. Can they win? Yes or no? I don't want to.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to. I think that they win it if they don't play Dele Alli. Like if they play someone that is much. I think that they have to play someone that's a bit more cultured and more technical with the ball because Dele Alli is cool off the ball, but when you're playing City, you need to be efficient when you use off the ball. Like Dele Alli is not an efficient person when using the ball because his technique is not up there, and I think that Man City's press, like everyone knows, it's just disgusting. And having Dele Alli in transition against Man City is not good because what happens is that you waste the ball and then you give them an opportunity to transition just after you're trying to let people, run at their Man City's defense. That's what I think they have to do. I also think that
so who should play in Dele Alli's position then? Who?
Personally, I put Lucas, man. I put Lucas. I play wingers. I play Ericsson, Lucas at the side, and maybe even Lamella because they're hard workers.
But they're got no midfielders.
Huh?
So
That's
play.
not a
No,
bad
but
challenge.
4-2-3-1. You play Dia, not Dia. Sorry, Wings, Sissoko,
But Winks is
Ericsson.
injured, I think.
Is Wings injured?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's got to be.
Give me a scoreline then. What do you think? First leg.
I think if they do what I'm saying, we could win 2-1, bro. First leg, but I think over the 2 legs.
I don't
City
care
will
about over 2 legs. We're talking
Oh,
about
first leg. Okay, first leg. I pick Spurs. If they do what I'm saying, 2-1.
2-1.
No
Okay.
Ali.
Red.
No Ali. No
Red.
Ali.
First
Yeah,
leg.
I'm going for Spurs. I'm going for Spurs, and like I think the best chance of
You guys are a bunch of optimists, man.
no, I'm not optimist. I'm not an optimist. No, it's not hate. It's not hate. One,
He's
we're
got,
acting
he's
as
got agenda against Pep.
I have no agenda against Pep. I'm a big fan of Son. That's all it is. Son is the truth. He will show up in this game. I guarantee you. If they like actually make Son the focus of the attack, I think he's more efficient than Harry Kane. He's better than Harry Kane in the attacking sense. And a better weapon for Spurs. I think they can easily get two. I think it could be a 2-0 or a 2-1, and especially because Pep hasn't. No. We're not gonna forget that Pep has a horrible away record in Europe.
True.
We're not like so we're not like. I really feel like these Man City players, they have a chip on the shoulder in the Champions League, and they have a lot of pressure. It's not like in the league where you have a 19-point gap over second place or third place or whatever. This is a Champions League one-off game that will change everything.
Also, this is the toughest team City's facing. They've faced no one so far.
True. Spurs is the toughest team they face.
Wait, guys. Easy. Let me. I'm just from the chat right now. I want to call his name. Advenko from the live chat says that Lloris isn't even that bad. People just overrate the mistake.
Oh no.
That
guy's fucking wet.
Look. He ruined France's World Cup final. He ruined France
and then to forward red.
Yeah, no, Lloris is an absolute brick. No. In the World Cup final, like he ruined that 4-0 victory by giving Mandzukic that chance. So no, Lloris is not a good keeper. He has a lot of blunders under him.
He's made the second most error after Pickford. So that's 8 errors since 2000.
He's a brick.
And that's horrible for a player that keeper in the top 3 in the top 4 in the EPL. But no, like I said, I really feel like Spurs have the weapons to beat City. It's very reasonable to think that. I think City are probably better for a league format, but in a one-off game, I'm going for Spurs, and I think. I'm seeing a 2-0 scoreless.
Yeah.
No away goals.
That's crazy.
And just to remind everyone, wait.
City are getting an away goal. That is
Double H to remind everyone.
Forward and Jujuman forward.
I mean, Red said everything that needs to be said about Lloris, but one thing that I just want to point out is you're definitely trying to do some mind control on Pep right now, because we know what you want to happen in this game. We know what you want, so don't reveal mine.
Just a reminder for everyone: City faced Lyon, they faced Shakhtar Donetsk, they faced Hoffenheim, they faced Schalke. So this will be the toughest game they'll have in the Champions League. So it shouldn't be easy. And they're
Let me ask you one question, guys. One question. When is the last time Tottenham beat us?
This guy, man, easy. Jujuman, when was the last time Tottenham beat Man City?
Exactly.
Okay.
First time for everything.
Here's my response.
Let me answer after.
Who did Tottenham face this Champions League? No. Who did Tottenham face this Champions League? It's not about past when they last passed it. Tottenham have faced Barcelona. They've gotten a point that they can now. They faced Inter Milan. They faced PSV. I mean, I know Dortmund is bad, but they faced Dortmund. Those are big challenging games. They
face a second team Barcelona.
No,
but still. I mean, they got a point in Camp Nou.
Wait. What happened the first time they faced them?
You didn't respond to me. When is the last time Tottenham beat Man City in a competitive game?
There's always.
Tag me in.
Forward.
Easy. We have a super chat. Super chats from
forward.
Gypsy Arnold says that Lloris isn't even top 30. He's toiling. Now,
come on.
Wait. Let me just briefly down the room. where do you rate Loris as far as keepers go? Mane.
I don't even read him as a professional footballer, so he's
Jesus.
not even. He shouldn't be playing. Honestly, he's finished for a while
Okay,
now.
all
So.
right, okay, thank you. A1, where do you rate Loris?
He's a brick. He's a brick. He's a brick.
So he's not even rated as 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, he's
What's
a
up,
brick.
HH?
He's
What's
a
up?
brick.
70th, 80th, 90th,
Oh,
maybe.
mate.
All right,
He's a
well,
brick,
you
man.
know,
He's a
okay,
brick.
the brick. Barca, where do you rate Loris as a keeper?
Top 50.
Jesus. Ford.
Scholarship.
Damn. Hazem, where do you rate Loris as a keeper?
Top 20.
Jesus. Guys, you're talking to a World Cup winning captain.
You see what he did in the World Cup
Let me
final?
land.
Stop, man. Stop.
Where do you rate
this, man.
Loris? Where do you rate
Stop.
Loris?
Where's his league title in UCL? Where's his league title?
Shut up, man. Okay, Juju man, where do you rate Loris?
Oh, but he's definitely one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Because look. Apart from
He's always gonna go against the bloody grain.
Top 20, one of the best.
No.
Explain yourself. How is it the best in the world? How?
Because what's he? Apart from because sometimes he's just emotional. He cannot like some people cannot control the emotions. But his quality is France's top #1 goalkeeper. That's a big statement. He's a captain. That's a big statement. He plays for top 4 team in. He starts for a top 4 team in the EPL. That's another big statement. I know. Like, come on, like he's like their players like their keepers like Buffon. Like Loris is way better. Like,
What do you expect? He's 10 years older than him, man.
no, but I think Loris he makes mistakes, but it's people put it. It's like
No. Don't blame other people for his mistakes.
Okay.
Buffon has won a UCL on the World Cup, right?
Wait. Liverpool, everybody. Where do you rate Loris?
I'd love to have a drink with him.
Jesus.
Oh, this guy.
Mev, where do you rate Loris?
Top 25. Top 25.
Red, where do you rate Loris?
Class A brick, HH. Class A brick. That World Cup final, that blunder he did there, like, nah, you're a brick. You're a brick. Because like, if they weren't clinical in attack, that could have cost them. But thank God his team bailed him out.
All
And
right,
that wasn't his
He's
only
still a
blunder.
World Cup winner.
Man, you're the only guy who thinks that Loris is the best in the world. So
he's
just no, Jim, I didn't ask you to respond. Just say that we've all said something different. You're the only man probably on the planet who thinks Loris is relevant in 2019. So just deal with that.
And HH, remember that his team won the World Cup, and they had a lot of clean sheets in that World Cup run, and he didn't win the Golden Glove. That just goes to show you that like how bad of a keeper he actually is. Like, how do you win the World Cup and not win the Golden Glove too?
Wait, but how can he be so bad and he starts for all these great teams? Look, I took trash about Tottenham, but Tottenham is a top team. France is, World Cup winners, and he still starts. I mean, how bad? Like, he's not that bad. Like, I've seen.
France could have played with no goalie.
Wait, guys, wait. We're moving on. Wait. Quickly, because before we move on, this is actually an interesting one. So another super chat here from CFC Anu. She says that Aguero, best in the world, done nothing in the Champions League.
Fact.
Yeah, that's true.
He scored against Monaco. He scored against Monaco in the semis.
Yeah, and they got knocked out.
He's had moments,
And it was quarters.
Wait, guys, I'll go to Hazem, Ford, Jujuman, then Red. Hazem.
I mean, he scored a lot of goals for Juve in that Champions League campaign.
Aguero.
No, I'm talking about Aguero.
Aguero. I thought you said Higuain.
No, Aguero.
Oh, well, yeah, that's why Lewandowski is better than him. Yeah, move on.
Of course, yeah.
But Lewandowski is not in
Ford.
So unlike, let's say, the likes of Lewandowski or Benzema, he's not been in that many like massive profile games, but that's also down to himself. You know, he's not taking Man City to those upper echelon games. So I mean, this is another opportunity for him to prove himself at this level. I think we know he's one of the best strikers in the world, if not the best striker in the world. But you know, tomorrow, Tuesday, is another chance for him to prove that. Yeah, he has to prove it. I mean, he has also had a lot of injuries, and Man City haven't, again, they've not been a team that's known for having a lot of moments in the later stages in the Champions League. So, but again, that's all comes down to Tuesday. Again, that's a chance for him to prove himself against Tottenham. If he doesn't prove himself, then you know what? We can have that question saying that, oh, you know what? He's a Champions League bottle job or whatever you want to call it. But I know he's going to turn up, so let's wait and see.
All right, Jujuman.
Wait, even what's his name? Aguero is not top 2 strikers in the world. There's Benzema, first of all. Wait,
Benzema who?
Juju man, I
But
will
Kyrie-
throw you out of this hangout.
No,
You could
no,
make the argument this season. You could make the
no,
argument.
seriously,
Is
No,
Aguero the best striker without doing anything in the Champions League? Don't mention Benzema's name, please.
okay. He's not, because Aguero is not the best striker. Because first of all, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have a Champions League medal. He hasn't shown up in the final he hasn't been in the final. Some people have four. And then with Aguero, I mean, Salah is one goal behind him, and people are talking about best striker. I mean, Salah hasn't
Oh
scored.
no, I gotta come back.
boys.
I gotta come back.
No.
Let him know.
Yeah, and as for being the best striker in the world, I mean, in what measure? Like other there are at least two strikers.
Okay, based on recent form.
Yeah, based on recent form, what's his name? Moise Kean is the best striker in the world based on recent form. He's not Aguero.
Hey, man.
Not best at anything. What is he best at? Like I can name. If you name Aguero's attribute, I can name a striker that's doing better than him. I can name like.
Wait. The chat has brought up the Cannibal Suarez.
Suarez is better.
Aguero as
Suarez is miles better than Aguero.
Yeah.
No.
I personally think Suarez, right?
Oh.
I think Suarez, in terms of football,
Wait, red.
Yeah.
Red, go.
But the thing is, I don't know why people don't rate Suarez anymore. Like, I know he has some rough patches at the beginning of the season, but if you look at his overall stats this season, he's elite. He's elite. And overall, look what Suarez has done.
The Cannibal or Aguero, who's been more consistent?
Well, I would say Aguero, because Aguero has banged a couple of hat tricks, yes, but at the same time, we can't deny that the Cannibal didn't score a hat trick against Madrid. Like without Messi, he did it single-handedly. We can't deny, like, you saw what he did against Lyon when he got that ball to his feet. He just he did that skill and he just left the defenders in his back.
He's a game changer.
The only thing Suarez is missing is his pace, but passing, he's better. Link up, he's better. Finishing, he's better. In the air, he's better. He's just overall the better striker. And if it wasn't Messi playing in Barcelona, he would do all the free kicks. So even on free kicks, he's better than Aguero.
Oh,
No, he is. Suarez. And if we're talking overall, too, Suarez has won with Uruguay.
Wait, Red, easy. Barca, if you interject one more time, I will throw you out of the hangouts. This is your final one.
And if we're talking overall,
That's your point.
If we're talking overall, Suarez has won Copa America with Uruguay. Suarez also outscored both Messi and Ronaldo in La Liga in 2015. Suarez is a treble winner.
2015, come on, man.
No. I'm saying overall. If we're talking about overall, Suarez also washes him. Benzema washes him.
What's Red is saying, man, because say what you will, Cannibal, racist weirdo, this guy has held it down in Copa America, has held it down in the World Cup, has been in a Champions League final, has had one of the greatest single seasons ever. Aguero doesn't have those flipping achievements.
Can I jump back in now, please?
He's like the Argentine Lewandowski. Good. He's like the Argentine
Lewandowski.
Good in the league.
Was the best playmaker in history. One of the best.
Hasn't chilled, man. I'll come to you forward.
Okay, look, to big up a player, that doesn't mean I have to demean another player. Suarez is a great player. And if we're talking overall, over their careers, I probably would lean with Suarez just over Aguero. But if we're talking right now in the present day, again, I've watched a lot of Barcelona this season, and Suarez misses a lot of big chances. Again, even against Atletico, he missed a big chance before he scored that amazing goal. He did score an amazing goal. Against Leon in the Champions League, how many sitters did he miss in that first leg? It was an embarrassing performance. And then, he scored in the second leg. But again, that's what in the bigger games, you're going to be caught out, and you won't be able to get away with missing so many big chances. Against Real Madrid, you're destroying a finished Real Madrid side, but again, how much credit should we really be giving you? Look at Aguero now, in the big games this season in the Premier League, how many times has he produced such big goals? We all saw the intensity of that game against Liverpool, I think it went in January, which is a big, massive game.
Actually, you know
and Aguero scored an outrageous goal in the near post, outrageous goal at the near post.
To jump off the point that Forward said, put it this way. City are a top side. I'll not give anything. We can all agree that Messi is perhaps the greatest playmaker in the world right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the point that way Forward is making is that give Aguero half of the opportunities that Messi lays on a plate for the camera. Because nobody's going to argue Aguero is more clinical than Suarez.
Fact.
Aguero is more clinical because as good as City are, City do not have anybody even close to the playmaking genius Messi.
That's not true. We have De Bruyne.
AJ, put Suarez in the
De Bruyne is as good a playmaker as Messi.
Statistically, is yeah.
I don't care about stats.
What?
He's not statistically.
Wait, but
What
the
numbers are
bullet-
you looking at?
No, it's true. It's true. Man is right. Man
He
is right.
Messi's one of the best
playmaker.
playmakers of all time. Fact.
Yeah, but
It
it's,
doesn't. De Bruyne is on his level. Okay,
No,
don't
what?
act like
What the fuck are you on about?
no, it's true.
What the
It's
fuck
true.
is this?
Wait.
Kick him out, kick him out, kick him
Let me
out,
add.
kick
No,
him out,
don't.
kick him
Don't,
out.
Hey, lock him up, man. Lock
No,
him
no,
up
no.
now.
Let me know.
playmaker. Tim.
No,
So I
not
don't
land.
think-
Crash this plane. Crash that plane, bro.
No, easy.
No.
Okay, wait, Manny. What did he say? Because I was looking at the chat group. What did he say, Manny?
I said Kevin De Bruyne is on a similar level of Messi.
No. Don't say similar. You said same. You
You
say
said
same.
same. You said same,
Same.
motherfucker.
Hey, don't
Manny,
backtrack,
don't
man.
backtrack. What?
Okay.
Wait, Manny.
Like-
Be a man. What did you say? Utter those words like a man. What the hell did he say?
De Bruyne is the best number 10 in the world. So, as such,
What? Stop.
he is.
No, wait.
Again,
Wait.
no. That's what you said. Say what
I
you
have a
said.
point. I
Say
have a
what you
point about
said.
De Bruyne.
Say what you said.
Okay.
Let me.
Wait, man, wait. The one point with Aguero is he has 3 number 10s. Silva is a number 10. Bernardo is a number 10. He has so many supplies. Like you can't just say that Messi, if Messi wasn't there. Like so, I mean, Aguero has supply. That's not the problem. Like he has like David Silva, Bernardo Silva. He has Sterling. He has Sane. It's not like he can't. So there's no excuse.
Gentlemen, let me respond to you.
He had Neymar, he had Messi,
3 number 10s do not equal to the 1 number 10 that Messi is.
and Neymar.
3 of them do not have the ability and the creative ability that Messi has. That's just facts.
Wait. But that's like saying.
I disagree.
Wait. That's like saying one player has more impact than
It's completely false. It's completely the level of difference between Messi's playmaking ability and De Bruyne is negligible. So
What?
don't act just because he's Messi.
What the fuck are you on about?
Man, easy. We are moving on. But before we
Let's move
move on to the next game, let me just read out this chat from Egg Boy Hero, who says that Suarez's goal against All Black yesterday proves he's the best. Plus 2 golden boots in the Messi Cristiano era, which says something. Well,
It says something, but it doesn't say everything.
Let's move on to our next game. Let's move on to our next game now. Ajax Juventus. You know what? Okay, you guys can kick it off, man. Mane, Ajax Juventus, what's going down? First game is at the Johan Cruyff Arena. What goes down in the first leg?
I mean, last round, next guy. I mean, Real Madrid had similar shots on target, everything. It's just moments. They won the game because everything aligned. But this time, the fairy tale is over. It's over. Cristiano, I'm hearing, it be back in that game. So I expect Juventus to wrap this up very quickly, and we'll meet them in the next round. So I think this is the easiest game, most predictable. First, like Juventus will still win, even at home. Even if Ajax is at home, Juventus will win comfortably. I'm gonna say 3-1, and back in the way Juventus home.
No.
Juventus,
I'm just asking for the first leg, bro. Just give me the first leg scoreline in Ajax crib. Damn.
3-1 Juventus.
3 what?
3-1 Juventus.
All right, Ash.
Yeah.
A1.
Like what Mane said, it's gonna be similar. They're gonna end the fairy tale for Ajax. Ronaldo's gonna be back, so yeah, it's gonna be 3-0. Ronaldo hat trick.
3-0. Oh my god. Okay, wow. Damn. Barca. Ajax Juventus. Barca. All right. 4. Yeah, Barca.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care about this game. So can you move on to someone else?
Okay. Forward.
Yeah. So that just completely threw me off. But
No. I 3 marks, man, because you can't come in here and just choose which games to talk about. So he's out of there. Ajax Juventus forward.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting game. Look, I'm gonna shout out to your boy FG. He's gonna love what I'm about to say, but I've watched a lot of Juventus this season, and when Ronaldo's not playing, they look pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie. And I know Ronaldo's back, but we know what Ronaldo's like. He'll come back way too early, and he's not gonna be ready for these kind of games. And I don't think he's gonna be fully fit when they play. I think Wednesday. I don't think he's gonna be fully fit at all. So I can see a situation where he's struggling to perform like we would expect him to, like the Ronaldo that we know. and the rest of the team are just not adequate and they're not up to the level. And Ajax are a very tough team, especially at home. They caused teams a lot of issues. Again, if they were more clinical against Real Madrid, they would have put that game to bed in that first leg. So I see Ajax causing them a lot of issues, and yeah, I think they're going to need a lot of their best players to turn up, like Tadic and Neres, and obviously De Jong and whatnot. They're going to need them to put on top class performance as they did against Real Madrid in that second leg, and I think they will be able to. So I'm going to go with Ajax 2-1 Ajax.
2-1 Ajax. Okay. Hazem.
As much as it pays me, I have to go with 3-1 Juve.
Damn.
Because this is
but look, Ajax are at home. Actually,
I know.
I'm respecting it.
I know.
A lot of the chat is saying Ajax will win the first leg. A lot of the chat is going with Ajax.
No. Look, the Juventus have been resting everyone for this game. They rested Ronaldo for a couple of games. So this is what they're all about. They rested Matuidi, Pjanic, Cancelo. All these guys are rested. They could afford to do that. Ajax couldn't really rest other players. Juventus didn't really play well versus Milan. We pretty much dominated them, but they showed that they can use the refs in a really good way, and they won't be able to do that in the Champions League, but they'll have Ronaldo, who's a massive factor. Obviously, Ajax are going to go out as they did against Real Madrid. They're going to go out with no fear. They're going to try and get the goal, and obviously, this is the perfect matchup for Juventus because the way Juventus
will come out and give them space.
Yeah, Juventus, they can just go with their usual game plan, which is be as conservative as they usually are and wait for the right opportunities, which Ronaldo will take, or Mandzukic in that case. Mandzukic is a piece of shit, by the way. But yeah, other than that, I think Juventus will just be able to use their experience and the pressure that they have on them for this Champions League is huge, and I think they will put up a performance to beat this Ajax team. And I think the limit.
Scotland, just give me Scotland for the first leg.
3-1 Juve.
3-1 Juve. Okay. Before I'll go to Jujuman. Super chats from Eggboy Hero who says Ajax midfield is better than Juventus, more fluid. I would say that maybe Ajax's midfield have more technique and move the ball better. But Juve's midfield is more streetwise, more physical. So it depends what you want. You want streetwise, old school, or nice technical football? It depends what you're looking for. Jujuman.
With the game, I was about to say, the big difference would be the physicality with Juve, and with that Madrid game, they exposed Ajax defense, even though they didn't score. You could see some weakness in that Ajax defense, and another part about Juventus that is they have a Moise Kean is a real good player, and that's the X factor that no one knows. Like he can have a huge impact in the game, but the one concern about Juventus is the Bonucci and Sandro. I hope Sandro doesn't never start in the Champions League because he's been awful, and Bonucci that's another concern. But this game, I agree with what everyone said. It should be Juventus, but Juventus to win. Could Juventus
scoreline?
I say 2-1 Juventus. 2-1 Juventus.
Okay. All right. Liverpool, everybody.
Well, from now to the end of time, I will always wish the very worst upon Juventus. But I really don't have any logical way of thinking that they'll lose a game. So I'll say they win 2-0.
Boy, you man are putting no respect on it.
Oh, don't look, man. Let's just being real, man. All right, Meza, Ajax.
I'm going Ajax 1-0 win, man.
Thank you.
1-0. Why?
1-0.
Okay, so you can score an away goal against some prospects away from the Sammy.
No, I think they can, but the thing is that I think Ajax are a well organized team and still have that offensive potency. Like Dortmund, where Dortmund just attack and are reckless. Ajax can still know how to defend, and they're cultured in terms of using the ball, and that's a very deadly for Juve. So if they get one goal, they can just defend by having possession, and we know Juve are not the best pressing team. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm literally saying.
Okay. So you're saying Ajax 1-0?
Yeah.
All right. Red.
Okay. I'm seeing Juve winning, possibly 2-0, especially after coming off demolishing Milan on the weekend.
What?
I think.
You mean the referees demolishing us?
Don't take debates. Don't take debates, but Red, please don't take debate. Red, don't.
No. No. All I'm saying is I actually see Ajax winning this one. I feel like Ajax might actually pull up and win 2-1 against Juve at home. I feel like Juve haven't been on good form. They haven't been playing well recently, especially Ronaldo's been injured. So him coming off of injury, I don't think he's gonna be a bit rusty. So I think I'm giving Ajax 2-1.
Okay. Wait. A lot of the chat room saying that Moise Keane is going to probably score. Do you think that he's going to be a big? Do you think he can fill
I
the?
think the one is his goal.
He's not
The
gonna
one is his goal. I think the one is his goal. It's going to be an impact sub.
Yeah, impact sub. Yeah.
He's a good top player, Moise Keane, because he has the
He's only
finisher
19,
instinct.
He's only 19, but I mean, can you
Yeah.
carry the weight of the shoulders?
Yeah, because he has the instinct. Like he knows where his finishing is good. He's a good poacher.
It's
His
very
finishing-
look.
He's not
guys,
gonna have to carry the weight on his shoulders.
Wait. I mean, I hope that he does go big, but I feel like, let's say Cristiano is injured for the second leg or for the Champions League semi. A 19-year-old in a Champions League quarterfinal second leg or a Champions League semi, that's big.
He's got Mandzukic.
But yeah, he's got Mandzukic.
And then another part, Double H is I don't think Moise Keane cares. He's just scoring. Like it looks like he doesn't care. He just wants to score.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's now let me set the scene. Let me set the scene, because this is what I said a bit on my live shows during this week, and I stand by it. If somehow, some way, by some crazy miracle, Manchester United find a way of knocking out Barcelona in the quarterfinal, mark my words,
They'll win it.
save this hangout. Lionel Messi will retire from football.
What? That's a myth. That's a bit of a myth still.
One more time.
Stop it.
One more time. Nobody listen.
What kind of Fox's analysis
I will
is that?
give you the password. I will give
Easy.
It's what I'm saying. I will say it's very close to. If Manchester United defeats Barcelona over 2 legs and knock them out, Lionel Messi will, with immediate effect, retire from football. Now, let's start off. Mane, first leg, United against Barcelona. What happens? At Old Trafford.
Okay, I think United just have to keep the score. Barcelona to score less than 2 goals. If Barcelona can score less than 2 goals, at maximum 2 goals, United got a chance to come back. But I think United's going to be tough, because I looked at their past games and watched some of them. They've really been struggling a lot. They can't win games right now. I still think, even though Barcelona are on form, if United could keep Barcelona at bay with only 2 goals at Old Trafford, they can go back with Rashford coming back, the best young striker in the world, coming back.
Easy, relax, man. Damn.
They're gonna readjust. Man United are more dangerous when they're down and they have nothing to lose. And that's when Barcelona is gonna become shaky. As well as that, it's gonna be deja vu. Last minute goal, Old Trafford, Man United. So
This is a Man City fan talking, you know. Man.
Listen,
Wait, man, finish your point.
I think United can win, as long as it all depends on the first game at Old Trafford. United can definitely win. It's not that as open as it seems, because Barca are too reliant on Messi. So I think United can win if they keep the score low in Old Trafford.
Okay. A1.
It's easy work for Barcelona, because yet again, Martial, he's overrated. He hasn't really doing anything. Man United fans get frustrated. Pogba, he's gonna be running around in circles, but he won't be able to get the ball off the Barcelona midfield. And we've got Messi there, Suarez. He's got a good goal as well. I don't know if Dembele is back or not. I don't know, but
yeah. Well, he's back in training.
Yeah, that's even worse for Man United. And obviously, Man United, I think they're going to try to go for the counter attack and whatnot. But the only threat they've got is Rashford up front. That's it. So it's going to be easy work for Barcelona, man. So yeah.
So scoreline. What's the scoreline?
Wait, who's playing at home?
United are playing.
Oh, 2-0. 2-0 Barcelona.
Jesus. At United's home.
Yeah.
Wait. Easy. So, okay, you said 2-0. Then what if United go?
No, it's not happening. It's not happening. No, don't. It's not happening, man.
2-0.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Okay. No, look, it better not happen, but I just try to
Oh,
feel that.
please. Wait. Messi's going to be at on the new camp, and that's when it'll be a demolition job for Barcelona. It's not happening.
Okay. All right. We head forward talk.
Just hopping onto your earlier point. I'm not suggesting Messi's gonna retire, but I mean, if he goes out to make mayonnaise, Trashford, Tim's, and all these man, and he gets knocked out by these men after saying I'm gonna win the treble, like no, they're like, but I don't know whose goat that is, but that can't be my goat. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, on to reality, which is this time, like, let's be real. I mean, I've watched a lot of United and Barcelona this season, and I think United have one of the worst pressing systems and organization in terms of just pressing the ball I've seen of any of the top teams in Europe. I'm being real, like it's horrible. Like their best bet is just sitting deep like they did against PSG and trying to catch a team on a counter attack, which is why I think they're going to be quite effective at the new camp. But obviously, pertaining into this game where they're going to try and use the energy of Old Trafford and try and be on the front foot at times, they're going to just get picked apart in the midfield. Again, Pogba's he's got nobody in the midfield who can play with him, and even himself, he's not a midfield controller, so he's going to just get destroyed in that midfield. Again, he's going to just be doing doggies all around the place. So yeah, Barcelona are going to win 3-1. Messi's going to just light up Luke Shaw again. Ashley Young defending against Dembele. Oh boy, I mean, Smalling against Suarez. Oh boy, it's mad for them. Again, they're only their best bet. Again, I'll be real. One thing that they do have that which they can maybe use to their favor is Lukaku against Alba. Like that's all about it. That's all I can really see it working for them. To be honest, Lukaku at right wing, but again, their best bet for me is just trying to keep it down at Old Trafford and maybe trying to spring a surprise at the new camp. I think that's their best bet for me. But even still, again, Barcelona have too much quality, so it would be an absolute disgrace to La Liga and Barcelona if they went out to United.
Okay. Just
please don't think that. Please don't.
It would be a disgrace. Let's be real.
Wait. Someone made a very good point that Wolves have beaten United twice already this season convincingly. So that's very confident thing going in. All right, Hazem.
No, Wolves are a good team. Wolves are actually a good team.
No, they're good, but
I don't see United getting anything out of this. I mean, yeah,
they're at the crib. They're at the crib, but they're Old Trafford, man.
Yeah, they're Old Trafford, but we saw what happened with PSG. I mean, it's not exactly a fortress in the Champions League, but I think Barca really Messi's on a mission, as we know, and I think this is really Barca's year for the Champions League. And look, they've been on really good form. Obviously, they did concede 4 goals against Villarreal, but that was a crazy game, and they had a great performance against Atletico. So I think Barca are going into this game really confident. United not so much, and I think again, I don't think Saucier, obviously. The second leg in PSG, I don't think it should be attributed to Saucier. It was more of the team and kind of mixture of luck and the players kind of really stepping up.
Mistakes.
I think it's not going to happen again this time. And I think in terms of how the game's going to go in the first leg, I think Barcelona are going to win 2-0. I don't think United will be able to score. I think the midfield of Arthur, Rakitic, and Busquets will really be able to dominate that United midfield. I don't think Pogba will be enough to really do something. And I think it's going to be 2-0 Barcelona. And Messi's going to do what he does best. I think this time he's finally going to show up in the Champions League quarter. So I think this is the time for him to show up. And,
okay. All right. Before I go to Gigiman, just a few super chats. So from Eggboy Hero, who says if Coutinho or Coutinho starts 2-0, if Malcolm in the middle starts 5-0.
Yep, I agree.
Easy. And from CFC Arnold, who says United don't play good football, same football as Uncle Mo. I disagree. The football is a bit more flowing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they did get swiped up by Wolves. Jujuman.
See, with Barcelona, with this game, it will be more about converting your chances because we all know Barcelona will dominate. But the problem is, if they dominate and they don't score, they have to score at least 3 goals, in my opinion, to end the tie. Because 2 goals is no 2-1 or a 1-0 is not good enough. And with the one part about the one guy I mentioned, Barcelona should rely on their wingers. Like Malcolm should start and I'm not sure Dembele is fully fit, but they should rely on.
So you say Malcolm over Coutinho, or Coutinho should start?
Malcolm, I'll go with Malcolm. And what's his name with United? The one thing that favors United in this game is the fact that they sit back. That does like that strategy. I know they're not as good as Madrid used to be under Mourinho, but that strategy worked with Barca because Barca will dominate. This is a mismatch. This is a mismatch. But the key. The key, as I'll repeat again, is converting chances. I'm expecting. With that said, I'm expecting Barcelona to. I still expect Barcelona to win like.
Give me a score.
3-1.
3-1.
Barcelona.
Okay, Liverpool, everybody.
Before I answer, can I just ask the panel, does anybody else miss Jose Marino? No, just me? Okay.
Yes.
We missed some, man.
That's okay. So, yeah, no, this is going to be the most lopsided matchup that we've seen in a long time. It's really unfair what happened to United, how they got to draw against this team. So, yeah, I'm saying 5-0. I don't care what they play that.
There's definitely no bias in that.
Wow.
Definitely no bias in that.
Have some respect.
Hey. Wow.
So Spurs is gonna win and United lose 5-0. That makes sense.
Wow. That's harsh. That's harsh.
Did I say Spurs are going to win, Money?
No, wait. Okay. Loons.
Hey, Money
Yeah,
went quiet, you
it's
know.
L, by the way. It's L. Look, for me, I'm a simple guy. I don't see United like getting anything out of this game.
Why not?
Honestly, Hazem did all the talking. Look, Hazem did all the talking. Look, man, it's a mismatch. I mean, like United lost to Wolves, and they struggle with teams that play like Barcelona and like possession play and all that. So, like for me, look, man, it's a messy masterclass, man. It's going to be Barcelona 2-0. I'm not going to dive into the tactics because I don't really want to. But look, man, like United must stop dreaming. Like I'm done with all this. Oh, United winning the Champions League. Look, I'm done with that stuff.
Okay. So what scoreline are you saying there? What scoreline are you committing to for the first leg?
First leg, I'll go 2-0 Barcelona.
Ooh.
Then they'll finish it at the Camp Nou.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Mezzo.
Firstly, scoreline 3-1 Barca. But I think that United still have a chance to win if Pogba doesn't showboat. Like if Pogba can play in a disciplined and efficient manner, like he did at the World Cup, there's always still that chance because Barca's midfield ain't no joke. Versus McMahon, like someone said, and Pogba is still is still the best. I think the best player in his position on any day, but he has to perform. I think he is. In that
I would
left,
agree with that.
as a Mezala, that guy, that's what he's the best, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, Red.
Yeah, no, it's a mismatch. Like they shouldn't have put up midgets against United. Like they're just not going to be able to do anything to United. Unless they keep the ball on the ground, I don't see them doing anything against them. I feel Lukaku's going to play a key part in this game. I think he's going to bag a brace as well. Maybe him and Rashford will score a goal each. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go with you know what? Barca do have the quality to score at least one goal, so I think it's going to be a 2-1 United.
All right. Okay. So come on. Let's switch things round a little bit. This Champions League just feels very important. It just feels very important. There's just something, and I think the reason why this feels different is that I think, as I've said many times, I can remember the last time a Champions League didn't have a clear favorite, a clear juggernaut. There is not a team that everyone fears, which is what makes this one very interesting. Which is why if we get the semi-final, we all think we're going to get, things are going to get very interesting. But let me put this out there. Which team do you think needs, keyword, which team do you think needs this Champions League the most? So just think about it for a minute. Which team do you think needs this Champions League the most? Mane.
I would say Juventus because they're born losers and they never can win a Champions League in 20 years. So I'd say Juventus.
Coming from Man City fan.
Wait. Let him finish.
I would say Juventus and then probably Man City and then maybe United. So yeah.
Okay. Forward.
Yeah, for me, the only answer is Barcelona. Coupled with that, Messi as well. Because let's be real, they watch Real Madrid, their arch rivals, win it three times in a row, four times in five. And obviously, Lionel Messi watches arch rival win it 3 times in a row, and then potentially could win it again with Juventus. And I find that in all of those occasions, they didn't even get a chance to play Real Madrid because they were getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. So for me, they've been very underwhelming in recent years compared to where they were so dominant throughout the mid 2000s and whatnot. So yeah, they have to win it, and really the pressure's all on them. And if they were to lose, for instance, they get to knocked out, they're the one club you can guarantee the manager will be sacked, and there will be a huge overhaul in the summer.
All right, Hazem, who needs the Champions League the most?
I think definitely Barcelona needs it the most. They've been really they've been pretty much bottling it ever since that 2014-15 final. Every time in the quarters or semis, and look, this is the time that Messi deserves to win it. I mean,
deserves. What do you mean? Okay, why does he deserve to win it?
I mean, because look at the numbers he's been putting up this season, and well, come on. I mean,
let him land, man. Let him land.
And yeah, obviously he did bottle it and disappear against Roma last season, but that was kind of a one in a history kind of match that it was really it wouldn't happen most of the times. So I think Messi can do it this season, and he really made the promise at the beginning of the season that Barcelona are going to win, and I think Barcelona are going to win it. I just have a feeling.
All right,
you don't deserve anything in life, kids. You have to go and
wait. So Juma, who needs it the most this season?
I say Barcelona too, because I mean, if Messi, as far as I'm concerned, if anyone out there is bets, put your cash on Barcelona, because as far as I'm concerned, he's winning this Champions League. Because if he doesn't win, I'm going to start asking questions about La Liga. Because if a team cannot dominate La Liga and then underperform in Europe, like Madrid have won 4 and they've been horrible in La Liga. Barcelona have dominated. They've made it a one-team league. So I'm expecting their league form to go to Champions League form, or else I'm going to start asking questions. So I'm Barcelona.
And what questions specifically will you be asking?
Because it's like there's Messi. First of all, like, do Barcelona only do well in against teams that are worse than them, or because Champions League everyone is, I would say, close to equal footing. Everyone is there's quality. And another thing is La Liga is not a physical league. So that would be another question. Is like this team does well in leagues that are not physical. And with Messi, I don't want to get hate, but I mean, he doesn't perform well against physical teams. Against physical teams, which he has a poor record against physical teams. So I'm going to start asking questions about that.
Okay. Liverpool, everybody. Who needs it the most?
I think City. I think Pep. I think that club, those fans. They were favorite last year. We know what happened with that. They're favorite this year, so should be any excuses. They're supposed to get the quadruple. So if they don't, then that's it's a big problem.
All right, Mane, Lont.
Of course, it has to be Barcelona and Messi. I mean, like Messi with the whole factor of him like not winning the Champions League.
Messi, man, you're putting a lot of pressure on this boy.
Yeah, he's the guy, man. He's the GOAT.
He's my GOAT. He's my GOAT. But like, if he doesn't win the Champions League this season, then I'll have to like question that whole thing about whether he is the GOAT or not. And I mean, they can't let Real Madrid win 3 in a row. Like, honestly, you cannot let them win 3 Champions Leagues in a row. And I mean, like Real Madrid are sleeping, or basically sleeping right now. They're dead right now, Real Madrid, and he still can't win a Champions League. Come on, they have to win it. They have to win it.
Okay, Meza.
I think Juventus need this the most, because I think the fact that they willingly splashed 100 million on a 33-year-old Ronaldo shows how desperate they are to win this league. And also, I think that their defenders, the defensive maestros, like the Chiellinis and your Bonucci's, are kind of like at the very end of their prime. And if they don't win it now, boy, it's going to take a long time to get a centre-back partnership that's effective enough to take you all the way to the final.
His name is 50-50, by the way. His name is 50-50.
Yeah. All right. Red.
Yeah, Barca, HH. Barca need it the most because, like Luntu said, like they let Madrid win it 3 times in a row. Well, they didn't let, but like Madrid won it 3 times in a row, and the best way for them, the best response for them is to win a treble after Madrid are get knocked out in the round of 16. So I think they need it desperately, especially they've been underwhelming the past couple of years, going on the quarters. Yeah, so let's see. Maybe like I have them as favorites as well. If they get past United, I think they're pretty much in the final. It's going to be very hard to knock them out when it gets to the semis. Maybe Liverpool could do something, but no, Barca needs the most. Barca.
All right.
And for splasting cash, by the way, Barca bought Coutinho and Dembele, splashed 250 million just for this Champions League. They don't care about the league.
Okay.
Can I quickly interject just to make one point? So I don't believe Liverpool have the most pressure on them, but it's funny that nobody mentioned them. And while I don't think that they have the most pressure on them,
I was about to bring that up. I was about to bring that up.
We have to talk about it because they're the only. Wait, let me finish. They're the only team of the teams that have been mentioned who haven't won a league title or any trophies of any note in the last decade. So they have a lot of pressure on them to win a trophy now. Let's say they bottle the league again. Let's say they bottle the league again, which can happen because obviously we saw the last time they happened. They had a league title when Chelsea came to Anfield. We saw what happened.
Hey.
I know your boy Aaron's gone quiet over there, but I mean, I wanted to answer is there not a lot of pressure on Liverpool right now? Because if you go trophy this again, I mean, what happens if Mane? What happens if Real Madrid call up Mane and Salah and say that they want to take your best player?
Forward.
There's no pressure.
The thing is,
everybody knows.
Wait, guys, let's move on. Okay, I want to touch very briefly on this Europa League, man. Very briefly on this Europa League because look, so we have Arsenal, Napoli, Slavia Prague against Zad is coming for that Europa League. Zad is coming for the Europa League. Easy.
Tell him, mate.
Let me land. And Benfica, Eintracht Frankfurt, Villarreal, Valencia. So I just need your quick predictions on all those games. So Mane, Arsenal, Napoli, first leg. What happens?
I think Arsenal will win both legs. First leg, 2-1 Arsenal. So, yeah.
Okay, Slavia Prague, Chelsea. What can that do for us?
Chelsea 3-0 both games.
Benfica, Frankfurt.
Benfica 2-0 both games.
Villarreal, Valencia.
I'm gonna go with Villarreal just because they had 4-4 with Barca. So Villarreal.
And also they have Chokeze.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy, just relax. Okay, forward. Arsenal, Napoli. What's going down?
I think that's going to be the best European title of the of both weekends or both weeks rather. And I'm going to go with I've got a sneaky feeling Arsenal did, but I'm going to go with Napoli.
Oh, so to Napoli to go through over two legs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite a close game.
All right. What damage does Zad and the boys do against Slavia Prague, man? Give it to me, man. So are we saying 6, 7, 8? How are we going to do this?
I mean, it's whatever Zada wants to do. Like, it depends. He might just turn up and be like, you know what, I might have mercy on these boys, or he might want to turn up and give them a quick chance.
No mercy, man. Come on, man.
Hey, all I know is that we're coming for that cup, man. We're coming for that cup. Hey, who cares about the spot? Who cares about Slavia Prague? We're coming for the cup. That's all I know.
Yes. All right, Benfica, Frankfurt, man. What's happening there?
I'm gonna go with Frankfurt. Again, there's the what's his name? Batters Gut. I forgot what the name of the guy, but there's that person Benfica, which is why they're not winning any European trophies.
Bella Gutman.
That's the guy. Yep. So Benfica aren't winning any trophies. So instead of going to the final and losing, just save their time and lose to Frankfurt because Frankfurt are a good team. So I'm gonna go with Frankfurt winning this. Winning probably they'll win the second leg and draw the first leg.
All right. Villarreal, Valencia.
I mean, Valencia have been a lot better in the league than Villarreal, but
Valencia, I think, are one of the strong favorites. Those guys are
they are.
Yeah,
but Villarreal got that streaker weapon. They got the Chukwueze. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you handle a player like that. So again, if Barcelona couldn't handle him, I don't know how Valencia are gonna handle him. So I'm gonna go with Chukwueze going through over 2 legs.
All right, wait, your A1 is your mic there? A1. All right, so no what. All right, Hazem, Arsenal, Napoli.
I think it's going to be a close one. Great games, both of them. But I think the fact, as I said last time, that the second leg is at the San Paulo is really crucial because I think Napoli, I just believe they're going to be able to get an away goal somehow. And because the first leg is at the Emirates, so and I don't think Arsenal will really be able to score enough goals in the first leg to ensure their safety. Because I think obviously people say that in the second leg against Salzburg, Napoli conceded 3 goals, but bear in mind both their center backs were suspended, Koulibaly and Maximovic. So with them back, I think it's not going to be as easy. Also, another thing that Napoli got in their favor is this is all they're focusing on. So they don't have anything to play for in the Serie A, so they've been resting some players, and they're focusing on this Europa League. Ancelotti said it publicly. He said, we want to win this Europa League. So they're putting all their
eggs.
They're basically going all in for the Europa League, and I think Arsenal still have that top 4 race going on. So
Yeah. So okay. So you're saying Napoli to go through over 2 legs.
go and for Napoli to go through over 2
All
legs.
right, Slavia Prague, Chelsea. Who?
I think
Whoa,
Chelsea's gonna go through. It's not gonna
Wait,
be.
you think Chelsea?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
what do you mean by think? You mean you know?
Slavia? Yeah, I know, but I mean, anything's possible. But obviously,
No, nothing's possible.
you know, everyone said that Sevilla was going through against Slavia.
And everybody said Milan was going through the. Oh wait.
Okay, so wait, because guys, we have
wait.
Make it snappy.
Yeah,
Benfica,
so obviously
Benfica, Frankfurt.
Gonna go with Frankfurt.
Villarreal, Valencia.
Valencia have that European pedigree. They have Valencia at home they can put up a great game. So I think Valencia.
All right, Jujuman, Arsenal, Napoli.
I go with Arsenal because they're playing a difficult league and they're in top 4. And with Napoli, they're 20 points behind Juventus. So I'm not sure how good they are.
Say that.
And
all right, Slavia Prague, Chelsea. How bad do Slavia Prague do?
This is another easy game for Chelsea. So this is Chelsea easy game for Chelsea.
Good. Benfica, Frankfurt.
I mean, Benfica is top of. It's better. I mean,
yeah. But Frankfurt are tough, and Jovic, Barca bound, man. Barca bound, Jovic.
Chelsea bound.
Yeah, but I mean, with this game, I think I'm not sure about this game, but I'll go with. I'll trust everyone's judgment and go with Frankfurt.
All right, Villarreal, Valencia.
Oh, that's another tough one. I can't call this one.
No. Yes, you are. Choose. More.
I'll go with Villarreal. No, I'll go with Valencia based on their league table standings. So they've overall been performed better than Villarreal this season.
All right. Luns, Arsenal, Napoli. Let's make it Arsenal, Napoli.
Easily Napoli.
Damn. Slavia Prague, Chelsea. How badly do the Slavia Prague get beat?
4-0 to Chelsea. Simple.
Benfica, Frankfurt.
Tough one. I'm gonna go for Benfica.
Villarreal, Valencia.
I'm gonna go for Valencia on this one because of their league table form.
Look, man, when Chukezi proves all of you wrong, man. When he proves all of you wrong, man. All right, Meza, Arsenal, not Napoli.
Napoli.
Slavia Prague, Chelsea. What's the average score? 10-9-0.
Nah, I think average probably like 7. Aggregate.
That's like,
but it's going like
Benfica, Frankfurt, man.
I'm taking Frankfurt. Jovic masterclass.
All right, Villarreal, Valencia.
I'm taking Valencia. No, actually, no. Fuck it. Give me Villarreal. Give me
easy. Don't swear, man. Kids watch this show. All right, Red, Arsenal, Napoli.
I think Arsenal easily too.
Ooh.
Well, last time they played a Serie A team. Like we don't want to mention that game, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wait,
wasn't it AC Milan?
Red. Slavia Prague, Chelsea. How bad?
Chelsea double digits. HH.
Thank you. Benfica, Frankfurt.
Benfica.
Villarreal, Valencia.
This one. Okay, I wanted to talk about this match in particular. I think Valencia will win, and I only think it's down to the manager Marcelino. He was Villarreal's manager last year, and they sort of left on bad terms. I feel like he's going to come back with revenge. Also, Valencia 17 games unbeaten. That's including Barca, Sevilla, and Real Madrid. Also, Sir Dani Parejo. We have to refer to him as Sir Dani Parejo. This guy is a beast. He's on form. He's been killing it. So I think Valencia. It's going to be a close match, but I think Valencia will edge it.
The league form.
Okay. So, just to sort of wind us down to this final few minutes now. I need you to now. Actually, let's just put it this way. So, I want to go back to the Champions League. We all, because remember, we now know what the semi-final bracket is, and I think if we assume what's going to happen will happen, City, Juventus on one side, Barcelona, Liverpool, and another side. But let me flip it. Which team do you believe has the best chance to cause a shock and be in a semi-final? Ajax, Tottenham, FC Porto, or United? Mane, which team has the best chance of causing a shock in a semi-final?
I think United have a 40% chance of winning.
40?
40% chance of winning. They just have, as if they get Barcelona score less than 2 goals, I think they're gonna win it, because Barcelona, if you give them the ball and they have to make chance, especially with the fat Suarez, I don't think Messi can carry the team on his own. No, absolutely not. So United is the one that's most likely to make it out of those.
All right, and forward.
Yeah, Mane's smoking crack. If Messi's playing 180 minutes, they have a 20% chance, minus 20% of going through. And on to who has the best chance of the underdogs. I'm gonna go with Ajax, just over 20. I want to go with Ajax. Again, if you just look at it, they're just a better pure football inside, and that can go a long way in terms of they haven't got the experience and the know-how, and Ronaldo up front
is against Ajax. Juve are set up, it's going to be impossible for Ajax to penetrate them, especially as Juve's crib in the second leg.
And that's why they are favourites. You're right. They are a tough team to play against, and again, they're going to be a lot more clinical than Real Madrid were, and if they give away the same chances that they did in the first leg against Real Madrid. So, and Juventus are a good counter-attacking side. So again, there's a lot of things playing in their favour. But again, when you're just a better pure football inside, that kind of counteracts a lot of what Juventus could do. Again, I could easily see the likes of Matuidi and Emre Can and them lot just running around in circles trying to chase the young. So it's going to be very tough for Juventus if they're not prepared and they don't take their chances that could come. But and again, if Ajax go ahead in the game, that could change a lot, because we saw Juventus reacted when Atletico went ahead. They kind of just seemed starstruck. They seem, and again, Atletico didn't put them under any pressure in that second leg at all. So it's just Juventus attacking wave after wave. Ajax are not going to roll down for anybody, so they're going to make it difficult. And again, Ajax can give them issues both home and away.
Look, or Hazem.
Who has the biggest chance?
So which of the underdogs in the Champions League has the biggest chance to advance to the semi-final?
Ooh, it's a tough one. I think I'll go with Porto, because I just feel like they can pull out a surprise. They have the experience with Casillas and Pepe, and they have a team that have been really good this season. So I don't think this is the same Porto as last season, and they could really surprise everyone. I think, like Roma surprised everyone last season.
Okay. Jujuman.
I'll go with Tottenham, because I know their past record is awful, but it's like the fact that they move in the new ground and another part. Yeah, and because they have it feels more of a home game to them. You didn't feel like that against in Wembley.
That new stadium is going to be the defining factor.
Another thing is the City haven't faced anyone, and some of those games they haven't won convincingly, considering they're facing nothing teams. I mean, and another part is the away record. I think this away record is one thing that Pep doesn't do well with. The away record is bad, because I underestimated it, but Pep has a problem with the away games, and that's what I think.
All right, Luns.
Yeah, look, man, I just have to be honest. I'm a Chelsea person, but I'm gonna have to go with Tottenham, because it's just Man City, right? They're just a team that always just slip up at these stages. Although I think they'll win, but it's just you can't fully trust them 100%, because they usually slip up at these moments.
Again, I keep asking Luns, when was the last time that Tottenham beat Man City in the game?
I understand, HH. I understand it, but the question.
Sorry, I'll let you go.
Okay, go on. No, answer it. It's cool.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, and yes, okay, you're gonna say 2 years ago, but if you watched that game, wait, let me answer the question. It was 2 years ago, and again, when you watched that game, it was at Etihad, and they absolutely outplayed and destroyed Man City on that day. So again, it could happen. I'm not saying that it will, but Tottenham they have what it takes to out. Let's look at this. Look at the teams that have beat Man City. Answer the question, Money. Relax. When we've looked at the teams that have given Man City problems in the Champions League the last 2 years, Monaco and Liverpool, the teams of high energy. We saw them midfield, the likes of Bakayoko, Milner, Henderson, Fabinho, etc. Tottenham have the likes of Sissoko, Eriksen, Ali. These guys who are engines and they can pressure Man City in these Champions League games, and especially away from home, Man City's form is terrible. So again, City are favourites, but Tottenham have what it takes to cause them issues and beat them.
And
I
to
don't
add-
believe
to-
inferiority complex. That's not real.
and to add to Ford's point,
Wait. My response to that is because I want to allow Lons to finish his point, but before I go back to Lons, is that I get what you're saying, but I'm sorry, 2 years is a long time, and in 2 years,
Things happen,
the
H.
City team has grown a lot in those 2 years, and I don't feel that the way that City, because remember, Tottenham don't have to win this Champions League. City have to win the Champions League, and City are very much going for the, because yes, City would like
And that's pressure.
triple. The Champions League is a huge priority. When you've spent this much money on a team, the Champions League is a huge priority, and Pep knows deep down. He may not want to admit it. Pep knows that. Nah, I want to match Uncle Who. I want to.
Can I drop this one nugget quickly, please?
Wait. I said I'll go back to Lums. Lums, finish your point.
Okay. Yeah.
Look, H, fact is, right, they slip up at these stages. So, like, I don't care about the fact that Pep has to win the Champions League, that City has to win it. They slip up at these stages. That's the point. That's like the big factor here. So like, to be honest, I think they will win Man City, but like if there were to be an upset, it would be this one.
Okay. Actually, before I go to Mezza, Jeffrey in the chat room actually said it was 3 years ago, 2-0 White Hart Lane.
That's what exactly, not 2 years for. Stop trying to push it up. And he's never beaten Guardiola in his life.
So let me see even worse. So guys, look, man, Tottenham ain't doing crap. I'm sorry. I love them.
Wait, let me bring. HH, we know your game. But go on.
Mezza.
I think I'm gonna second you and say Spurs, man. I think Spurs have the best chance because I think as the underdog, they have the best chance of going.
Facts, Meza, facts.
Because I think that they also have the ability to compete well in the semi-finals as well, compared to a team like the Ajax or Porto. You know, I think they can go head to head. They can compete there with like a Barca or Juventus better than an Ajax. If you get what I'm saying.
Okay. Red.
Yeah, the thing is, it's either Spurs or United. But based off the path, I think Spurs, because I think Spurs would have the ease. If they get past City, I think they have a better chance of beating Juve and getting to that final than United have at beating Liverpool and getting to that final. So if we're talking about outsiders, I think Spurs, because also they have a good squad. Like they have a good deep squad where they could start with Son, Kane, Mora, and they have Dele Alli, Eriksson, they have Alderweireld and Vertonghen and defense. Like Wanyama, like they have quality players where even if they haven't beaten City in I don't know how long, since I think 3 years ago, but like that doesn't matter because those records are meant to be broken. Like that, it could be a shocker where they just come out of nowhere and just knock out City of the Champions League. Like the thing is, to me, City, I feel like they're a glass cannon. Like if they attack and score a goal, they will blitz you. But if you score that goal before them, they'll crumble. And Spurs have a good chance at doing that. So I think Spurs are probably they have the best chances to win it out of the outsiders.
And to add, the Spurs are well prepared for this game, considering the team. I mean, I'll just reiterate the point. Considering the teams they face, they faced tougher teams. City, this will be the toughest team.
They faced PSG. They faced Barca. They faced so they've already played Barca. They've played United. They've played Liverpool this season. So like anybody from the other side of that, like I think they're well equipped. It's not going to be a surprise for them.
Yeah.
And if they get past City, I think yeah, like they can beat Juve. I think City have a harder time beating Juve than Spurs do. Spurs,
wait, guys. See, I get what you're saying, and I get, and for me, I really believe. See, if City faced, let's say, Juventus or Barcelona or even Ajax at this stage, then I would really fear for them. And that point that you're making about they not face anyone, it will be real true. But I really see, for me, I'm not big on this team hasn't beaten this team at this stadium in like 30, 40 years. I don't care about that. But I care about more recent form. The very fact that City under Pep have gotten that ass on multiple occasions over Tottenham, you cannot underestimate inferiority complex. You cannot underestimate that, my gosh, every time we face this team, we get easily beaten. Not that it is close and close. It is a pretty much comfortable victory that City always have over Tottenham. And so before Tottenham even go into the pitch, they'll feel defeated. But what I will concede though is That's new stadium. That new stadium, different pitch, different dimensions, different psychology and mentality of a different stadium. I think that will play into Tottenham's favor. It may or it may not, but I just think that is a nice little thing to throw into the spanner.
Can I elaborate on one point Gigi made quickly?
Yeah.
Because Gigi made a good point about the standard opposition you face, and I think that also entails into a part of like when you talk about the intensity of games Man City have played recently. Again, everybody saw the FA Cup final yesterday. It was a very low intensity game where Brighton didn't have any chances. Yes, it was 1-0, but nothing happened in the game. Look at the game before that against Cardiff. That was also a non-event completely. 2-0 and nothing happened in the game. They were just walking around. The game against Tottenham, that's a completely different high tempo of game where, you know what, Man City are going to feel the pressure. They have the anxiety of knowing that they need to win this game because they're all about winning the Champions League. No matter what else is going on domestically, they're going to have that anxiety and that pressure because they've not done it. They haven't been. Let me finish my point. They haven't been in many stages like this where they have the pressure on them and they know that they are the team. They're the favorite pretty much to go through in this bracket to the final. So again, that pressure's on them and we'll see how they cope because again, Tottenham have been in a lot of high pressure games recently and throughout the season. Man City, again, we saw what happened with PSG when they went from let's get into the cold and had to go play in a high pressure situation against United in that second leg and they got bombed out. So we'll see what happens with City. Again, it's not as easy as you think going from a game like Brighton and Cardiff to then playing in the Champions League quarterfinal.
Another thing is, I watched the earlier. I mean, I know it's earlier this year, earlier in the season. I watched the Man City Tottenham game, and it wasn't as easy. It wasn't an easy game. Plus, the like you say, Double H, the Wembley Stadium felt like a neutral game. There was no advantage whatsoever to Tottenham. So it's like it favored the away team. So it's like now they have actually they'll feel like a home game where it'll be better. It'll have just a better atmosphere. And plus it's just the new energy like for a new stadium. I think yeah.
Okay, so now look, last few things now. I need you guys to give me a compelling reason as to who wins the Champions League this year. You know what the semi-final brackets will be. You know what the final is going to be because we all know based on the draw. So who do you believe will win the Champions League? And give me a compelling reason as to why they will win, knowing who that team will face in the semi-final and in the final. Mane.
Okay, for me, it's very simple when it comes to Man City. If Man City beat Juventus, they've won the Champions League. That's the true final. If Man City can defeat, because Juventus is the only team that I can see would be a bad matchup. Barcelona are similar to us. Messi can't do everything on his own. Even when they faced Barcelona 2016, a very weak Man City at that, it was still Suarez is needed there to have a couple goals. And Suarez right now is kind of fat, so it's only Messi that's the only thing that Barcelona is keeping their hopes up. So I don't see them. They might struggle even against Man United. They might not make it. So if Man City beats Juventus, they're winning the Champions League because nobody else can beat them. But if they can't beat Juventus, then it's going to be Juventus. Well, I would say Barcelona will still be Juventus because Juventus they don't know how to beat
Okay, easy. You don't have to go there. Forward.
Boy, all right. So off the bat, I just want to say I think the Juventus are a terrible matchup in Liverpool. But if I'm going to pick a team right now, it's going to have to be Liverpool, and it's just basically for the semi-final matchup against Barcelona.
Wow.
Wait. Excuse me. Wait. So Liverpool to win the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, explain why. I want to hear why.
So, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think Barcelona really do have the most ability and they have the most game winners, really. Again, you got Messi and Suarez. That's kind of a cheat code up front. And obviously, with Dembele, again, coming back into it again. But when I look at the matchup between them and Liverpool, because I think they're going to go through, I feel like Liverpool's just the worst style matchup for them. I thought of a matchup years ago that we wanted to see, which we never got to see, which was a prime Dortmund side versus Barcelona. And I feel like that would have been a great matchup. And I think this is pretty much what it will be because kind of Coach reinvented that Dortmund side into Liverpool with better and more clinical attackers if Salah and Mane show up, of course. Actually, Mane will show up. He always shows up in big games. It's more about if Salah shows up. But again, to the point, I just feel like Liverpool have the strong defense to hold up enough against obviously the likes of Messi and Suarez. And I feel like Suarez, with the amount of chances that he needs to score, which he in recent games and throughout La Liga, I feel like he won't get that amount of chances against the likes of Van Dijk and Gomez if he comes back for that semi-final, which he should be back for that. So I just had Liverpool. I think Liverpool will just be too strong for Barcelona and going to the final. And as long as they don't face Juventus, I definitely see them beating either Man City or Tottenham or Ajax. I think Juventus will be a tough matchup, but again, there's no waffling on this hangout. So if I got to pick a team, It hurts me to say it, but fuck it, I'm gonna say Liverpool.
All right. Wow. Hazem.
As I said, Barcelona. I think Barcelona have the goods to do it this year, and I think, yeah,
Even with that defense, you trust Barcelona with that defense.
yeah, I do, because
And they have
obviously there
Messi.
are some blips that happen, but I think in general the defense hasn't really been that bad this year. Before that Villarreal game, they were actually pretty good, one of the best in Europe defensively. So I think, yeah, I think the defense shouldn't be a word in the Champions League, especially.
All right. Digimon.
I think with mine is Juventus. I'm thinking that time will be the charm, because with Juventus, not that the history means anything, but in the past, like the past times Juventus have been in the final, it's just coincidentally that they had United in the group stages. And the one thing is, if they're reaching this another final, I think the key is, if they reach another final, I don't see them losing again. Like I don't see them. I think this third time will be the like. And just because, and another thing with Juventus is,
The thing Juve can beat Man City in a semi, and either Liverpool or Barcelona in the final.
yeah, because I think so, because it's like they have, this team has suffered a lot, because they like, even the comeback, like, no, seriously, even the comeback, they were on the brink of elimination. They've lost some games, so like, they've gone through a lot of adversity. Plus, remember, with Juventus, they haven't had their full team. Like, it's someone is always injured with this team. Either Douglas Costa is missing, Cuadrado is missing, and they're all coming back. Plus, I think they just have them. They just, from that Athletic game, I think that will take them. They'll take them far. They'll take them far. And I think when they reach the final, I don't think they'll lose again. They'll do whatever it takes to win. I don't think they'll lose this time.
Right.
And with Barcelona, I know people expect the Barcelona Liverpool side to probably have the winner, but I think the winner is coming from this Juventus City side.
All right. Lons.
Yeah, look, I mean, it has to be only one team, and that's Barcelona. And because of Messi, like, for me, look, man, if they play Juventus and that Cristiano Ronaldo person is there and they win it, I'm gonna deactivate Twitter, man. Like, I'm gonna have to really take like a big ass break, like a 3-week break from football. Like, yeah, look, it has to be Messi. I mean, like, even from the start of the season, I said Barcelona. So I hope I'm right. I mean, I got the Real Madrid prediction right as well.
So do you think Barcelona can beat either Juve or City in a final?
As long as Messi is there, it's possible. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Messi has never done it by himself, by the way. Let's be honest.
Bro, please.
Meza.
I'm picking Barca as well. Not because of Messi, but I think they're the only team in the competition with the experience of winning it in recent times, and they have contain a lot of players who have won it with them. And I think at this stage of the competition, mentality rather than skill plays a lot. That's why I think that's where City will falter, because I don't think City have.
Thank you, Meza. Thank you.
I don't think City have got the mentality that Barca have in terms of winning this competition. If there was no other team, if Barca wasn't in it, I think I'd pick City. But Barca just have the mentality, man, basically, of winning this competition.
Okay. Red.
Yeah, I think Juve. I think Juve could be. This is why I think because Juve are a tough team to beat. They don't beat teams like easily, but they're just so hard to beat. Whenever you watch this team, every time, like they'll look fragile. They'll look like you'll be like, oh, this team's gonna lose this game, but then somehow they pull it off. They're just so hard to beat. They don't give up. No, they don't. And just when you mentioned like their full team hasn't played. Like, you guys realize they played Atletico with no Cuadrado or Costa. They had no wingers. They like Ronaldo was their only winger, and he had to shift to the box. So when you add that extra dynamic to their team, they can just play their games. And when teams come and play Juve, they're gonna have to play Juve's game. Juve doesn't have to adapt to their game. Like Barca wants to play possession. Or Liverpool want to play a high press football. Okay, go ahead. We're just gonna sit back, and we have the quality to counter you. We have Douglas Costa, Ronaldo, and Cuadrado, and Dybala. Moise Kean off the bench. You have Mandzukic in the box for headers, and alongside Ronaldo. Like from every aspect, Juve are a very complete team now. Like now that all their players are back, But so I feel like they're possibly gonna be the favorites, but Barca is a very close second. Like because the only thing that edges me that I think will hurt Barca from them being the favorites is the reliance on Messi, because you can't, like, Messi's never done it by himself. First of all, that's a myth, because he's had always a great team beside him. But this Barca team isn't as great as the previous Barca teams that we've seen. And I feel like for Barca to be able to do it, we're gonna have to rely on a lot of players to show up. You're gonna need Coutinho to show up. You're gonna need Dembele to show up. You're gonna need Suarez to show up. You're gonna need the defense to make sure that they don't blunt, like, because last year against Roma they lost because, one, they didn't get one away goal, and two, because their defense was atrocious that game. Like
one important point to add, and have you looked at the past years? Like Madrid won, they were almost eliminated every time. With Barca, though, the one problem I have is they've comfortably won their games. They haven't gone to the edge of elimination where it's like, with someone scores, we're out, or where like teams like Juventus, like some teams, I think Juventus and have gone to the edge. They were a goal away from elimination. So it's like I think that advantage is a key.
That's I wanted to mention that, and please, I hope I don't get hit, because people are gonna say I have a Pep agenda or something. But I feel like that's like a flaw with Pep's philosophy, because his whole thing is like he dominates a lot of teams, and teams usually give up because they blitz them in the space of 20 minutes where they score 4 or 5 goals, and then I feel like that's sort of like a glass cannon mentality, because I always see Barca and City, whenever a team scores against them first, they sort of, Barca this year have been different. They've had a lot of great, incredible comebacks. But I mean, like, historically speaking, they tend to crumble. They start getting frustrated. Their chances get sloppy. Their finishing ends up being sloppy because now they're under the pressure where they need to perform. They don't have that comfortable. Like, I'll give you examples where, like, against Monaco last season, 2 seasons ago, or against Liverpool last year, as soon as Liverpool had the upper hand in that match, you guys couldn't score 4 or 5 goals like you usually do. Or against Wigan, when Wigan scored that 1 goal, and Wigan were with 10 men, or I think 9 men by the end of the match, they were just under so much pressure that they couldn't even get a clear chance.
My thing about Man City is that, look at the City game. Look, there are a lot of compelling stories of who would have been, but like, let's just focus on Man City right now. I just feel that Pep, who knows, Pep could still be here next season and everything like that. But I just think there is something that's about that thing that you people have mentioned. I think is going to be a hindrance, because Tottenham is like a precursor to what we expect to be Juve in that semi. And in my opinion, you see, for me, my thing is that if Barcelona get to the final, nobody is beating them. You're not beating Messi in a final. That's not happening. So if Barcelona are not going to win, you have to take them out before the final. City, Juventus, nobody's beating Messi in a one. Forget Messi. Nobody's beating Barcelona in a Champions League.
I don't know. I don't know.
But my thing about Man City is that for Man City, I just think that the fact they've not really been battle tested is going to be hindrance. But this is the key thing. If they beat Tottenham easily, that's going to be bad news. If they very over 2 legs easily, I think Juventus will take them out to the cleaners. Now, what Pep should hope, and I know this may sound crazy, Pep should pray that Tottenham push them all the way. And as Red even just mentioned, Pep should hope that they are on the brink of elimination in the second leg, and they literally have to score that final goal. Because if they show that struggle and a battle against Tottenham, that will prepare them for a Juve. Because Juve with Cristiano, I can score it. If Juventus, I can score it. And they give the edge to Juventus. But if City are battle tested, I think that's going to be a close game. But if City easily beat Tottenham over 2 legs, Juve are going to beat them up.
Yeah, exactly. But Double H, your 1 point on Barcelona in the final. I don't think we should assume they're winning the final.
Nobody is beating. Nobody's beating.
No, I'm telling you, Double H, though. What's it called? Juventus have suffered a lot. Like they're wounded. They're wounded. They're not going to lose another final. I think they can even cheat. I don't see Juventus going to a final and just losing. They're not just going, especially considering most of these players are in their last stage. Like, this is it for them. This is it. They're going to do anything possible to win that Champions League.
Okay, let me throw this in there, because I believe that if this happens, the will melt down. Twitter will literally melt if this happens. So the people that run Twitter should hope that this doesn't happen. What are the chances that we do get Juventus Barcelona in the final?
Oh,
100%. I agree. Juventus are going to get to the final and bottle it. Juventus are going to get to the final and bottle it another time.
That's the dangerous. That's what everyone's assuming, but I don't think so.
That's
I
what
don't think they're going to.
Mark this down. Works. We guaranteed, because that's what everyone wants and everyone is gearing to, just like how everybody always wanted that classical Champions League final. How many times did everybody want the classical Champions League final and it never happened? We are not getting Juventus against Barcelona. It's not happening.
But HH.
I agree.
Don't speak that to the universe, please. I beg. Don't speak that to me. We can't take that. Like like Twitter would have to like shut down for a day. Like that when that happens. Like they can't.
What about this?
Wait, guys, I'm not cracking a joke.
What about this?
The moment the referee blows the whistle, Twitter will be inactive.
Could you?
I'm not joking. Twitter will crash.
What about this?
It won't be able to handle the amount of tweets going out. It will be impossible.
Yeah. Because you know what? This is
Okay, go ahead, G.
Yeah, this is about the legacy. This is not just another final. Like this is about like I don't want to make it Ronaldo versus Messi, but this is a lot at stake in this if Juve face Barcelona. Because especially with Juventus, I mean, winning a Champions League, and I mean, if Ronaldo delivers, that would be huge. I think that would be his biggest accomplishment. I'm not to make it about Ronaldo, but I'm just saying, from a legacy perspective, and if Messi wins, that's massive for Messi. It's just huge. The game will be too big.
It's true.
Another possible storyline. Think about this. If it ends up being Man City, Liverpool, Champions League final, Man City, Liverpool, league title down to the last game. So it would be 2 weeks.
That's
what?
No. If Mane brings up a great point.
That's a crazy narrative.
If let's say City, Liverpool, that Premier League goes to the last day of the season, and they have Liverpool Champions League final. I mean, that would be really interesting. But basically, my thing though is that I just feel that again, there are many stories here to be told, which is why this has to be the most interesting Champions League ever been, because anybody can beat anybody really, and especially when we get, if let's say we assume City, Juventus on one end, Barcelona, Liverpool on one end, guys, those are two great semifinals. Those are two great semifinals, and those are semifinals where any team can beat any, because those are two really good matchups where their strengths and weaknesses based on those teams facing each other. So that's why it's like, as much as I'd want a shock just to make things interesting, if there are no shocks, guys, we are blessed. If there are two semifinals, we are blessed, because those are going to be two titanic semifinals. But the thing about it is that I just have a very funny feeling about Juventus.
God, HH, stop, man! Don't say that. Man. Don't say that.
It's true.
I can't handle Ronaldo, man.
No. I swear, everyone's assuming.
And I can't wait till that happens.
Then launch, it hasn't.
Yeah, the events it's gonna happen again for the 8th time. They're gonna ball the final, and I can't wait till that.
Let me just jump in here.
Something's gonna happen. Ronaldo may get injured. Who knows? Something's gonna happen, and if Juventus face Barcelona, I know that Messi is gonna get one over Ronaldo in that final.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
But the one thing is, like, in Champions League, we know you always need luck. Juventus have already been lucky against Atleti with the Morata disallowed goal. And if you look just the past 2 years, we don't have to go far. Madrid have luck to some extent, and this luck it looks like it's going to Juventus, because they just like this team. If they're in the final, I don't see them losing again. I just don't see them losing because everything, like they'll give everything they have. There's no point. Every single player, there's no point to their career. What are they going to do? Lose and then return to Syria and play other games? Like their careers they're in the end of their careers. This is it that all that matters to the players. They'll give everything they have. This is it, and I don't see anything. Plus, they've learned from their past mistakes. They've lost 2 finals. They know how it feels to lose. So I don't expect them to make a third mistake.
Okay, I'm Lunt.
Yeah, man. Look, man. For me, I can't handle Ronaldo like winning another Champions League, man. Like literally, I have to stand in front of my TV and call Ronaldo my goat, basically, because like it's done after that. I don't think Messi can go on and win like maybe 2 more Champions Leagues. Like even one doesn't even mean anything for Messi, like legacy wise. But man, look, man. I'm praying, man. Like age. I have this funny feeling too about Juve, but I just don't want to believe it. I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to believe it. It is what it is, man. But if Ronaldo does do it, man, you just have to admit that he is the GOAT. You just have to.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Fam, don't fight it. Don't fight it, man. Don't fight it.
Fighting it. Messi's legacy is set in stone.
Sure. I said 4.
Yeah. Again, I don't see how Juventus bottle another final again. They bought Ronaldo just so they don't bottle again. I'm not saying that they're invincible, but if there's anybody you're gonna fear in a Champions League final, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Again, they're gonna fight tooth and nail, and they won't bottle anything. If you're gonna beat Juventus, you have to earn it. That's what Atletico showed them. They didn't have it. They didn't have what it takes to put Juventus under that pressure in that second leg. So that's just what I see. In terms of the Ronaldo Messi final, that would be massive. Just because maybe not in the moment we would realize how massive it would be. Yes, it would be massive, but I think again, just in the greater minds of time. Like if you look at it like 10, 15 years time, they're gonna look at this as the main game because again, we didn't get many Atletico semi-finals, or at least or big games between Messi and Ronaldo in the Champions League. And in the La Liga, again, most of the title races were pretty much done by the time they got to the second El Clasico. But if this was the game and it's Ronaldo versus Messi, we didn't see it in the World Cup. This is be the game that everybody remembers. All the casuals will remember. All the Americans will remember. Everybody will remember this one game. And let's see if Ronaldo comes out on top. No matter what Messi did in La Liga, that will all be overdone by what Ronaldo did in that Champions League.
But like as I've said this before, and I think I mentioned this before, in my view, now things may change. Hence why we are doing this before we see what goes down in these first legs and everything. But right now, from when I'm talking, I believe we are seeing a Juventus Liverpool final.
What?
Wow.
I agree.
And it could be crazy because again, in my view, that I feel that Juve are equipped to beat Man City. It's going to be close, but I think they are able to beat Man City.
Yeah.
And I just feel that as Barcelona will get that ass from Liverpool, but I just think that Barcelona's defense and the space of the nuclear, I just think Liverpool's attack and the way that they are structured, I think are going to cause Barcelona too many issues for them to keep trying to. They will reply and will score goals, but I think Liverpool will just cause them far too many issues and just cause us defense too many openings. So
the second leg would be at Anfield.
I've already said that we're not going to get what the world wants. The world wants Juventus, Barcelona. The world wants Messi, Cristiano. We're not going to get that. We're going to get Liverpool, the Juventus. And guys, with that, I am done. I will see you guys perhaps maybe on Wednesday.
Peace out.
Forza Milan.